This is Fitness Blender's upper body strength and cardio training workout. In this routine, we're going to do 6 combinations of 30 seconds of cardio followed by 1 upper body exercise. We're going to do 2 sets of that, and then we're going to move to the next combination. Once we have all 6 done, we're going to start that whole thing back over again and do 2 rounds through. Let's go and get started with our first round. First exercise being a lateral hop and hold. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Start off with a lateral jump. Jump straight sideways, drop down into a nice deep squat, do a nice squat jump up as high as you possibly can. Then as soon as you come back down, do that lateral jump back over the other side, another squat jump, and then jump back into the original position. Just keep moving back and forth as quickly as you can, focusing on trying to get a really nice wide lateral jump as well as a really nice high squat jump. Just keep that motion going. We're almost done, just about 6 seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, let's move on to the bicep curls. Grab those dumbbells. This is for 14 repetitions rather than time, so just take your time doing these repetitions. Try to keep along with us. The main thing you want to focus on when doing any kind of a bicep curl is you want to keep those elbows directly underneath your shoulder joint as best you can. So whether you need to pin them back to your rib cage or you just need to constantly focus on holding them steady, it doesn't matter. Just make sure they stay solid, because every single time you curl that hand up, those elbows are going to want to kick forward and that elbow is going to want to come underneath that wrist. It makes it a lot easier. So just keep checking, make sure you're keeping that elbow back underneath that shoulder, and you get a lot more out of this exercise. Now we're almost done. And there's your last repetition right there. Go ahead and drop those dumbbells down. We're going to move back to the lateral hop and holds for our second round. And start it up. And we're almost done. 5 seconds left. Just keep it going. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells. We're back to those bicep curls. Remember, 14 repetitions. And go ahead and start it up. Remember, keep that elbow directly underneath your shoulder joint. You want to make sure that upper arm stays perfectly stationary. The only thing that's moving is that elbow joint and that forearm. Nice and slow, squeezing it up as tight as you possibly can until that elbow wants to start drifting forward. You want to keep that elbow back, and then slowly let that arm drop it back down to a full extension, but make sure that bicep stays contracted. And we're almost done. 2 more repetitions. Here's your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next cardio portion. We're doing 30 seconds of push jacks. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start it up. Those hands come directly in front of that chest, just like you're trying to push away from a wall or push someone away from you. At the same time as those legs coming out to the sides, just like a jumping jack motion. So every time those legs come out, those hands go forward. Every time you pull those hands back, those legs come back together. Just keep that motion going as quick as you possibly can. You've got just about 10 seconds left, and then we'll be moving on to that next upper body exercise. And go ahead and let it relax. We're doing tricep extensions next, so go ahead and grab that dumbbell. It's going to come straight up over top of your head. You want that elbow directly above that shoulder joint this time. Again, the only thing that's going to be moving is that elbow and that forearm. You want that upper arm perfectly stationary, just pointing up this time instead of down like we did with the dumbbell curl. Same thing though, you want that upper arm to stay completely stationary. The only thing moving is those forearms and that elbow, bringing those hands down as low as is comfortable on that elbow. Try to get as much bend out as you can. Then press it straight up over your head, getting it almost to a complete extension. You want it almost locked out. Don't completely lock it out. Then drop that dumbbell back down again. And we're almost done. Just 2 more repetitions. And go ahead and let it relax. Drop that dumbbell off. We're moving back to the push jacks. Another 30 seconds. Go ahead and get ready. And start it up. Remember, keep those motions really nice and quick. You want to try to get your heart rate up really nice and high with this one. You don't want those feet just barely touch before you move them back the opposite direction. Yeah, we're almost done, just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to those tricep extensions again. So last round of these guys. Bring those arms up over top of your head. Bend that elbow. Keep that upper arm perfectly straight up and down. And only 2 more repetitions. Nice slow fluid motion. Last one right here. And let it relax. All right, drop that off. Let's move to the next cardio exercise, jumping jacks. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Get those jumping jacks going. Nice quick motion. Legs in and back out. Nice and quick. Barely let those toes touch before you bring them right back the opposite direction. Remember, as those legs go out, those arms go up. As those legs come back together, those arms come back down to your thighs. Try to get a nice full range of motion on those arms. Try to get those legs as wide apart as you can, as wide as is comfortable. Again, really nice quick motion. We're almost done. We only have just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells. We're doing a chest press next, 14 repetitions. Flat on your back. If you have a bench for this one, that's great. Otherwise, laying flat on the ground works just as well. Nice and slow, drop those arms down as low as you can, as low as is comfortable. Then press them right back up over top of your chest. You want to try to keep your forearm straight up and down, perpendicular to the ground. That wrist should be directly above your elbow. Nice and slow, bringing that arm out to the side, not letting that fist kick off to the side or tuck in towards your arm. Then nice and slow, press it right back up, pausing directly above your shoulder joint, and then nice and slow, dropping it right back down. And just 2 more repetitions. Slowly back down, one more time, pressing it back up, and let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to that cardio component again, the jumping jacks. Go ahead and get ready, and start them up. Nice quick motion. Try to get as much range of motion off that shoulder and those legs as you can. And just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, drop back down on the ground. Last round of those chest presses. Now just remember, keep this motion really nice and slow. Start with those hands directly extended above that chest. Nice and slow, bend that elbow. Keep that wrist directly above that elbow joint the entire time. That forearm should be perpendicular to the ground through this entire range of motion. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Drop it down, last one, press it up, and let it relax. All right, drop those dumbbells off to the side. We're moving on to the next cardio component, the lateral hops. 30 seconds of this as well. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. This is much like a lateral jump, but instead of jumping directly sideways, trying to stay as low as you can, with this one, you're actually trying to get those knees up as high as you can, jumping back and forth, only about 2 feet wide or so. So the main thing to focus on here is trying to get as high as you can as opposed to as wide as you can. Just keep that motion going nice and quick. Try to let those feet barely touch before you're jumping right back the opposite direction. We're almost done. Got about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. Go ahead and grab those dumbbells. We're moving on to the next upper body exercise, the reverse flies. Bend straight over at your hips, nice flat back. Then slowly bring those arms directly out to your sides. You want a very slight bend in your elbow. Slowly pulling those arms up. Try to get it higher than your chest if you can. At least level with your chest. And those hands kicked in front of your head just a tiny bit. You want those hands kind of pulled forward towards your head just a little bit at the top of that range of motion. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Keep that motion nice and slow under control. Last one. And let it relax. Drop those dumbbells off to the side. We're moving back to those lateral hops. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Remember to keep those feet nice and quick and drive those knees up as high as you possibly can. This is a quick motion. You're trying to get that heart rate up as much as possible. And we're almost done, just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, this is your last round of those reverse flies. Remember, nice flat back. Tip forward straight from those hips. Try to keep those knees just a slight bend. Then slight bend in that elbow and draw those arms up out to the sides. Nice fluid motion, nice and slow. Pulling those hands up as high as you possibly can. Try to get them at least the shoulder height, if not higher than that chest. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. And let it relax. All right, drop those dumbbells off. We're going to move on to the next cardio component, the sumo squat plus a jump. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Step off to the side into a nice deep sumo squat. Step back up to the center, do a nice high jump, then step off to the opposite side in a nice low sumo squat, and then back to the center again. Start that motion over again, just alternating back and forth which side you step. Just make sure every single time you come back to the center, you're trying to jump really nice and high. And we're almost done. We've got just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells. We're moving on to the next upper body exercise, the ventral raises. 14 repetitions again. Now there's a nice slow controlled motion, starting from down by your thighs and pulling those hands directly up in front of that shoulder joint, then nice and slow dropping it back down. Now you want to make sure that arm is straight, but you don't want to lock it out. You want to keep just a little tiny bit of a bend in that elbow. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to that cardio again, the sumo squats plus a jump. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Now just remember, this is a little bit more of a controlled motion. It's a nice slow step off to the side, getting a nice deep sumo squat on each side, then making sure every single time you come back up to the center, you stay in a nice low squat and then get a nice hard jump every single time. Just keep that motion going, alternating sides every single repetition. And we're almost done, just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's go and move back to that ventral raise, your last round through of this one. And start it up. Nice and slow, bring those arms directly up in front of that shoulder joint. Pause just a little above shoulder height, and then nice and slow, drop those arms right back down to those thighs before you start that motion again. Remember, you want just a tiny bit of a bend in that elbow. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Here's your last one right here. And let it relax. Go and drop those dumbbells off. We're going to start up our last combination, starting with a jumping oblique twist for your cardio. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Start by bringing those hands directly in front of that chest, just about shoulder height, rocking them back and forth at the same time as jumping with those feet back and forth. So you're trying to twist your arms in the opposite direction that you're twisting your hips, trying to get as much rotation around that torso as you can, as well as getting as much rotation through those hips as you can. Now it's easy with this one and don't want to try to push too far, so make sure you limit your range of motion just a little bit to make sure you know your body can handle it before you start pushing it a little bit further. We're almost done, just a few seconds left. And let it relax. All right, go ahead and drop down on your back, grab those dumbbells. We're going to be doing a dumbbell pullover next, 14 repetitions. Flat on your back, arms start directly above that chest, palms facing down towards your thighs. Then nice and slow, drop those hands over top of your head, down as close to the ground as you can. Just go as far as is comfortable on that shoulder. Everyone's going to be different as far as their range of motion goes, so only push as far as is comfortable and only use the amount of weight that you can control. It's really easy to go too heavy and actually injure yourself with this one, so start really nice and light. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions to go. 1 left. And let it relax. All right, drop those dumbbells off the side, go back to that standing position for that jumping oblique twist. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Bring those hands up and start that jumping motion. Remember, trying to twist those hips and twist that torso as much as you can, as much as is comfortable. And we're almost done. Just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, go ahead and drop back down on the ground. Next round of those dumbbell pullovers. And go ahead and get ready. Bring those arms directly above those shoulder joints and start it up. Nice and slow. Drop those arms back over top of your head. Make sure you're keeping a little tiny bit of a bend in that elbow. Start with a really nice light weight and only drop your arms as far back as you can control. And we're almost done. Just 2 more repetitions. Nice slow fluid motion. 1 more. And let it relax. All right, good job. That was the end of round number 1. Go ahead and take a break here. Grab a drink of water. Keep moving if you can. We'll be back and start round number 2 in just a second. And go ahead and stand up if you're not already. Go ahead and keep those feet moving. We're going to be starting right back in for round number 2, starting with the lateral hop and holds. Let's go ahead and get ready. And begin. Remember, starting with a lateral jump, you're going directly sideways, trying to stay nice and low. Drop down into a nice squat, and then jump as hard as you can straight up before landing and jumping right back the opposite direction. Make sure that every single time you land, you're jumping right back to that opposite position, trying to get as much of a low, deep squat as you can, and then try to make sure you're getting as hard of a jump as you can every single time. And we're almost done, just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells. We're doing our bicep curl next. Remember, 14 repetitions, and we're doing a hammer curl for this one, so those palms are facing in towards each other. Make sure as you curl that hand up, that elbow stays directly underneath that shoulder joint the entire time. Like I said before, every single time you curl that hand up towards that shoulder, that elbow is going to want to try to pull forward on you, making it much easier. So the more you try to hold that elbow back, the more you're going to get out of this motion. And we're almost done. 2 more repetitions. And that's your last one right there. Go ahead and let it relax. Drop those dumbbells back off. Back again to that lateral hop and hold. And start it up. Remember, the key with this one was trying to jump as wide as you can, jump as high as you can, and trying to get a nice deep squat every single time. And we're almost done. 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells again for your last round of those bicep curls. And start up. Nice slow fluid motion, pulling that hand all the way up to that shoulder. Nice tight squeeze. Just keep that elbow back directly underneath that shoulder. And we're almost done. 2 more repetitions. Here's your last one right here. And let it relax. Go ahead and drop those dumbbells off. Our next cardio portion is going to be the push jacks. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Remember, this is similar to a jumping jack motion. Every single time those legs come apart, those hands are going to go straight in front of that chest. Every single time those legs come back together, those hands come back next to that shoulder. It's a nice quick motion. Barely let that toe touch before you bring it right back the opposite direction. And we're almost done. Just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, go ahead and grab a dumbbell. We're going to be doing a tricep extension next. Standing up nice and straight and tall, bring that dumbbell directly over top of your head. Keep your elbow directly above your shoulder joint the entire time. That upper arm should be perpendicular to the ground. Then slowly bend that elbow, bring those forearms down, bring that hand down behind your back as far as is comfortable, bending those elbows as much as you can. Then nice and slow, press it right back up. Remember, this range of motion might be a little bit difficult for some people, so only go as far as you can control, and make sure you're not using a dumbbell that's too heavy for you. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Here's your last one right there. And let it relax. All right, drop that dumbbell off. Got 1 more round of those push jacks. Go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Almost done. 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, grab that dumbbell again. This is your last round of those tricep extensions. Remember, nice and straight and tall. Bring those hands up over top of your head. Keep that upper arm perfectly straight up and down. That elbow should be directly above that shoulder joint the entire time. Just make sure you can't see those arms out of their peripheral vision. And we're almost done. Just 2 more repetitions. Here's your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, drop that dumbbell. Moving on to the next cardio component. It's a traditional jumping jack. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Remember, this is just a traditional jumping jack, so nice quick motion. Those legs coming together as those arms come down your sides, and then bring those legs apart as wide as you can. At the same time as bring those arms directly above that shoulder as high as you can. Just nice quick snappy motion. Try to barely let that foot touch before you're jumping right back the opposite direction. And we're almost done. Just about 5 seconds left. Keep it going. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells. We're doing a chest press next, flat on your back. Dumbbells starting directly above that chest. Nice and slow, drop those elbows out to the side. Keep that forearm perfectly straight up and down, perpendicular to the ground. You want that wrist directly above that elbow the entire time you're doing this motion. Try to keep those arms directly out to your sides, trying to let them dip down towards your rib cage. You want to try to keep a nice sharp 90-degree angle off of that torso. Almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Last one, slowly press it back up and let it relax. All right, drop those dumbbells off, go and stand back out for that jumping jack. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Get that motion going nice and quick. Snapping those feet together as those arms come down. Spreading those legs apart. You snap those arms back up. And we're almost done. Just about 5 seconds left. Keep pushing through it nice and hard. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells. One more round of the chest press. Remember, start with those arms directly above your chest. Nice and slow, drop them off to the side. You want to keep that forearm straight up and down. Remember that wrist directly above that elbow. Just a nice, slow, fluid motion, getting as much range of motion as you can. And we're almost done. Just 2 more repetitions. Here's your last one right here. Nice and slow, press it up. And let it relax. All right, drop those dumbbells off to the side. Let's go and get ready for that next cardio component, the lateral hops. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Go ahead and start that hopping back and forth. Remember, this is similar to a lateral jump, but instead of trying to go as wide as you can and staying as low as possible, you're actually only jumping a couple feet across and trying to get those knees as high as possible, trying to jump back and forth as quickly as possible. Now just keep that motion going nice and clean, trying to drive those knees up as well as just trying to get a nice short jump left to right, and make sure you're trying to get yourself nice and tired. You're almost done, just about 5 seconds left. Keep it going. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells. Doing a reverse fly next. Keep that back nice and flat. Tip over from those hips only. Slight bend in those knees. Then nice and slow, draw those arms up and out to the side. Remember, just a little tiny bit of a bend in that elbow. And try and get those fists up more towards your head than across from your shoulders. You want those arms from elbow to elbow in a nice straight line. But those forearms, you want to kind of tilt it forward just a little bit, about head height. And we're almost done. Just 2 more repetitions. It's your last one right here. And let it relax. Go ahead and drop those dumbbells off to the side. And back to that cardio component, the lateral hops. Go ahead and get ready. And start it up. Remember, nice high knees, just a few feet across. We're almost done. I know you're getting tired, but we only have about 5 seconds left. Keep pushing through it as hard as you possibly can. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells again. One more round of the reverse flies. Nice flat back. Bend over from those hips. Nice slow motion, drawing those arms up and out to the side with a slight bend in that elbow. Almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, drop those dumbbells off the side. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next cardio component, the sumo squats plus a jump. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Now remember this one, you're going to be dropping off to the side into a nice low sumo squat, then come back up to the center, do a nice high jump in the middle, and then step off to the opposite side in a nice low sumo squat, and then back up to the center again. Just keep alternating back and forth with every single repetition, making sure you get a nice high hard jump in the middle every single time. Keep it going, we're almost done, just about 5 seconds left. Almost there. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells. We're going to be doing a ventral raise. So standing nice and straight and tall. Start with those arms down by your thighs, palms facing back towards your thigh. Then nice and slow, raise those arms directly up in front of that shoulder joint, keeping just a tiny bit of a bend in that elbow. Then nice and slow, drop them back down. Tap those thighs, but keep those shoulders tensed. Then bring those arms right back up again. Just keep that motion nice and smooth under control. Trying to bring that hand up just a little above shoulder height. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Your last one right there. And let it relax. Go ahead and drop those dumbbells off the side, back to that sumo squat and jump. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Nice deep sumo squat on each side. Nice hard jump in the middle every single time. And we're almost done. Keep pushing it. Just under 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells one last time for that ventral raise. Go ahead and start it up. Slight bend in that elbow. Bring that hand directly up in front of that shoulder, just a little bit above shoulder height. Then right back down to those thighs, and then start that motion over. Make sure you're keeping that back nice and flat. Don't let that back arch out. You want it nice and straight up and down. And we're almost done. 2 more repetitions. Here's your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our last coupling, starting off with that cardio component, the jumping oblique twist. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Those hands come up to right in front of that chest, moving those arms back and forth, rotating those shoulders, making sure those arms go in the opposite direction of those hips, trying to rotate those hips off that torso as far as you possibly can. Just make sure you're going just as far as is comfortable, as far as you can control. Now we're almost done, just a few more seconds left. Keep pushing as hard as you can. This is one of the last cardio components you have for this entire routine, and let it relax. Now go ahead and drop down on the ground, grab those dumbbells, start with those hands directly above that shoulder for that dumbbell pullover. Nice and slow, drop those hands over top of your head, slow fluid motion, then slowly bring it right back up again, making sure those palms are facing down towards those thighs, slight bend in that elbow, and make sure you're not trying to push too much range of motion into this and you're not using too much weight. This exercise is actually a very vulnerable position for that shoulder, so if you're using too much weight, it's actually really easy to injure yourself. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Here's your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, drop those dumbbells off to the side. Go ahead and stand up. 1 more round of the jumping oblique twist. Go ahead and get ready. And start it up. Bring those hands up. Rotate those hips. Keep those feet hopping. Real nice quick motions. And we're almost done with this last round of cardio. Keep pushing through it as hard as you can. Just a few seconds left. And let it relax. All right, grab those dumbbells. This is our last upper body exercise, and then we're done with this routine. Push those hands directly above that shoulder joint, doing that dumbbell pullover. Nice and slow, drop those hands over top of your head, then slowly pull them right back over top of your chest. Make sure as you bring those arms back up, you don't let those hands come back over your chest or over your stomach. You want to stop directly above that shoulder joint and then drop that dumbbell right back out again. Make sure those muscles stay tense the entire time. That elbow has just a slight bend in it. Those abs are contracted. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, good job. This workout is complete. You just finished Fitness Splender's upper body strength and cardio training workout.